This is Sports 101, where we break down the games, the
Yes.
legends, and the moments that define competition.
Oh, I like that,
Fun.
partner. I like talking competition
Yes.
and winning.
It's good if there's a competition in every areas of life, right?
That's right. In order to win, right, we got to be willing to contend with some things and willing to compete and put
Mm,
forth maximum effort. No way around it.
yes, certainly. So, partner, how are you?
Doing fantastic. How are you, partner?
Well, busy because we are a
Podcast
podcast machine.
machine.
From your word itself, Mr. Michael. This word is from Mr. Michael. So today, let's talk about psychology of winning. What secrets champions from contenders?
Oh, I like that. What separates champions from contenders? Daniel,
Mm,
champions have relentless discipline, intense
mm,
preparation, superior mental, tactical, and physical approach. In other words, they have a game plan, they operate with strategy, and they have an insatiable appetite for excellence.
insatiable. All right, Mr. Michael. So
Yes.
was there a specific moment in your life, a loss or flight or realization where you understood that you're unwilling to be average?
Oh, that
Or
is.
has the fire always been there always? I want to win.
Yeah, I say I've always wanted to win. Some things we don't ask for in life, man. I think most people who listen to this podcast are people who want to win.
True.
And some of that is innate in us. We're wired to want to win. I think we all have that on a certain level. I don't think anyone was are born losers. There's something
Y-
in us that wants to win. Now sometimes life will hand us a losing hand or a difficult hand or a painful hand. And there's always something that we have to contend with. An athlete, right, may have to contend with injuries. They may have to contend with, obviously, if there's competing against someone, they need to contend against their opponent. But the
Mm,
desire to win, I think, in many ways is innate. It's a fire that's there, but some feed it, some don't. Some people are more competitive than others. Some people are maybe more okay with average. But I think our listeners are want to win, right? They're looking to get the edge. They're looking for nuggets. They're looking for tools. They're looking for approaches to move forward and move ahead in life. For athletes who want to go from average to great, they're looking for those nuggets and those tools to add fuel to the fire.
certainly. My partner, I think failure sometimes is good, don't you think? Because those are the ingredients to compete, to be best,
That's
excellent,
right.
to be
That's right.
better.
Oftentimes, when you study championship teams, they had to learn how to win, Daniel.
True.
And they
It's a
had maybe
process.
it's a process where they maybe had a rival that they just could maybe they thought they couldn't get past, but it kept them in the gym. It kept them training. It kept them working hard, and then eventually, right, breakthrough can come. And you're right,
Mm,
failure, defeat can be great motivators to learn, get better, and get over the hump.
mm. Motivation, people. I want to plug in our Motivation 101, people, with Mr. Steve Wagstaff. Please do listen wherever you listen your podcast. So,
Yes,
looking
yes.
back, partner, was your winning mentality something that was cultivated in you by coach or parent, or was a survival mechanism?
I think it's both. Whenever you want to win, there's a book called The Power of Broke, and it deals with entrepreneurship, right? And I think the title says it all. That there's a
Mm,
certain power and energy that comes from not having when you want to have. There's something about poverty or lack, right? That can
yes,
drive us to achieve. That doesn't mean that you have to go through poverty or lack in order to win, right? Because we all have different motivations. We may have all different roads to travel in life. So it's
yes.
not just one size fits all. But there is a power in not having and knowing that and believing that you're supposed to have more. It's one thing if you give it your best and you come up short. It's a whole other thing if you know you haven't given your best and you know there's
Mm,
more gas in the tank, or you haven't tapped into your potential, or we haven't trained or studied or worked hard. That's a different level there. So I think there's something to our external environment, but there's also needs to be internal motivation, a desire to be great. Yeah, a
yes.
desire to be great.
I
Never
want to make.
mind. Hey, Daniel, never mind
Yes.
good. Go for greatness.
Yes, greatness indeed. Like Mr. Michael T. Brown the Great. Trying to
Uh,
think
hey,
of
hey, we're striving.
Daniel.
We're striving for
Mm,
it, Dan. Yes, we're striving for it, right?
mm, Daniel Lucas the Great.
I like
Mm.
that. And we all should, we all, right, should tap
Mm,
into greatness to want to be our best, to do our best. That's
mm,
right. To
true,
to succeed. Because remember, Dan, as we always say, right? The more we make, the more we can help.
true. That's
The
why
more we
we're
make, the
creating a
more
lot
we
of
can give.
podcasts.
That's right.
Certainly, partner. That's why we are creating a lot of podcasts to help other people to
Yes, indeed.
strive the best.
And you are a podcast
Yes,
machine, brother.
machine. Both of us now.
Yes, that's right. You got me into this. Now I'm a podcast machine.
You're a podcast machine too, as well, Mr. Michael.
That's
And a
right,
lot of
partner.
people, yes, a lot of people think champions are fearless, but most greats are driven by a deep fear of failure, of
Mm,
irrelevance, and letting people down. What are
mhm.
you actually afraid of, and how does fear fuel you?
Fear, false evidence appearing real. Fear can be a great motivator,
True.
but
Just like failure.
that's right. Fear can be a motivator. Failure can be a motivator. Success can be a motivator. If I had to say one thing I'd be afraid of, or let me say that really, really is a motivator or something that I wrestle with, and that is knowing that I didn't do my best.
Mm,
How many more people could I have helped if I would have done certain things? That's a that's kind of a scary thought. But instead of going to the fear route, I look at it more optimistically and not be governed by fear, but be governed by positive incentive to say, let's help as many people as we can. Let's put our best foot forward. Let's not just look at what we're afraid of. Let's look at what we're going to get from it.
mm,
To be able to say that the work that Daniel Lucas is doing, right, is impacting people all over the world. That's nothing to be afraid of. That's something to be excited about. Every
true.
day we get to choose. Am I going to be afraid or am I going to get excited?
Yes. And through the help of my partner, Michael T. Brown, I cannot do all this without any help for the others, just like my partner now. And many contenders are comfortable. Champions often carry a chip on their shoulder. Is it possible to win at the highest level without some form of perceived disrespect or injustice driving them?
Great question. I think it is possible to win without a grievance or a slight or disrespect. But some people are going to look for that. Michael Jordan apparently was notorious for that, right? Stories about he would hope that people would say something negative about him or challenge him or tell him he couldn't do something. He would use that as fuel and motivation. So many athletes, Daniel, just look for things to drive them.
Mm-hmm.
They're looking for a slight. They're looking for maybe having been overlooked. Or if they don't go looking for it, when it comes, they know what to do with it. They use it as fuel, they use it as motivation. And somebody out here may be listening. It might not be just about being in the world of sports. Maybe in your family, you've been overlooked. Maybe on your job, you don't get all the accolades or maybe all the fanfare that others get. Or within your family, maybe you show up and you serve consistently and you might not feel the respect that you believe you deserve. Use it as fuel, use it as motivation, use everything as fuel to help you become great. The good, the bad, the ugly. Convert all of it into jet fuel to help you reach your goals.
Mm. Again, very well said, partner. So, in your observation, what is the primary reason talented contenders never make the lead? Is it a physical limitation or is something in the wiring between their ears?
Yeah, when it comes to sports, Daniel, let's not get it twisted. Talent matters. No way
Mm,
around it.
yes.
There's a lot of people, right, who want to be great athletes, but they might not have been given all the God-given tools, okay, to reach that. Let's just be honest, right? Now, with that being said,
Yeah.
with that being said,
Yes.
not just in sports, but in any discipline, right? There's certain things that God gives that are going to take us from one level to the next. Now, with that being said, two things really stand out that I think moves contenders to champions after the talent and the God-given gifts. Drum roll. I hope everybody's ready for this. Here we go.
Drum
Drum
rolls.
roll, please.
Yes.
Number
Drum joke.
one is that they champions are committed to practice and practicing the right way. The
Hmm.
10,000 hours principle. Champions put the work in and they put the work in the right way. They're gym rats, if you will. They have an insatiable appetite to get better. In many ways, they outwork everyone else. Two is sacrifice, the willingness to give up something in order to attain something else. They're willing to make the sacrifices. They might not be able to go to all the parties. They might not get time to scroll hour upon hour upon their phone. They might have to travel and put work in. They may have to burn the midnight oil, if you will. Sacrifice helps move contenders into champions. Work ethic and sacrifice.
Oh, that's amazing, partner. Sacrifice indeed to become a champions.
That's right.
Champions are known for their intensity, but can you turn it off? Or does the same mentality that wins titles make it possible to relax, be present, or enjoy the moment?
Yeah, I think that is something to be mindful of because great athletes can be very intense people, but they know when to turn it on and they know how to find the right balance, right? And
Hmm.
that can be difficult for a lot of people because it's hard for them to turn it off. And maybe they're competitive, not just in the sporting arena, but they take that competitiveness outside that arena. And it, for some people, can create problems. So it is important to, yes, have an insatiable appetite for excellence, to put the work in, to be willing to make the sacrifices. But there's also a place for balance and rest and recovery, and knowing that, particularly people who are part of a team or the team that helps you, even in an individual sport, to realize that it's not always just about you, that there's a team of people who help us get here. There's an expression, right, that says, no man is an island. We all have people who can help us get to the next level, i.e., this podcast. Daniel, right, extending the opportunity to me here. It goes to show people can see your talent, but do they want to work with you? And when people are willing to share their platform graciously, iron sharpens iron. One brother helps another. And when we have that mentality, whether in sports, in business, in life, and in family, to realize that we all can help each other reach our goals, well, the success in many ways is much sweeter. Success that comes from people collaborating and coming together for a shared vision goes a long way. Just like when the champion hoists the trophy at the end of the season and they're in the locker room with the champagne flowing, right? I can imagine knowing all the work that they put in. Now they get to celebrate together. Who's going to be a part of your championship when you win in life? Who's going to be there to help you hoist the trophy? Who's going to help you spray champagne all over the locker room? You might not be in a literal locker room, right? But we all got some trophies and some achievements that we're going after. Build you a winning team. Treat them with respect. Pour into them. And that'll help us reach goals and achieve things that we could not achieve on our own.
Yes. Empowering answer, Mr. Michael.
Yes, yes.
Truly, truly, people, we need other people to succeed in life. You
That's
cannot
right.
do by yourself. So let's talk about the visualization versus delusion. Mr. Michael, everyone talks about visualizing success, but how do you distinguish between productive visualization and just daydreaming? Mm,
Oh, that's
daydreaming.
good. Very good question. Much of what we need to learn in life, Daniel, right? We need to learn in our youth. And oftentimes you see the boy in class who's daydreaming, you tell him to come back into reality. Johnny, get your
Mhm.
work done. Stop daydreaming. Well, as adults, sometimes we need to get back to not just
Reality.
daydreaming, but visualizing, allowing our
Yes.
imagination to run. Children are great at it, but we start telling adults to stop doing it. Many people do. To visualize it, to see it before you see it. I've heard it put, Daniel, whenever we see a painting, we're actually seeing a copy because the initial painting was drawn in the mind of the artist. They saw it in their mind before they actually drew it. Daniel, when you imagine when you started this podcast, you were inspired by the other podcast. You had to see it before you realized it.
Hmm.
Visualization is powerful. Dreams are powerful. Don't let anybody tell you to not dream or visualize. Whatever's in your heart that you can see that is pulling you. Maybe it keeps you up at night. It won't let you go. Visualize it. Write it down. Use AI to give you a visual of it. That's the power of AI in many ways now. I was
Hmm.
talking with an individual, Daniel, who said he had a book idea, and he came up and AI gave him a beautiful book cover,
Hmm.
and it helped inspire him. We can use everything, all of our tools at our disposal, at our access, to make that goal, that visual, a reality. That's one of the best definitions of leadership that I love. Leadership is turning a vision into reality. Cast the vision.
Leadership. Hmm. Certainly. A good point, partner. Very good point. And how does your internal dialogue sound like in a moment of greatest pressure? Is it compassionate, critical, or strategical silent?
I think it needs to be compassionate and we need to be present. I think about an athlete who maybe the bases are loaded, game seven of the World Series. Everything's on the line, right? Winning and losing for one batter, one pitcher, and it's all coming down to one or two more pitches.
Mm-hmm.
That athlete needs to be present, needs to be in the moment, needs to have a high level of concentration. The muscle memory is ready to kick in because of all the hours they put in. Now that's high stakes there, and we all can imagine, right? Being a
Mm-hmm.
batter, 3-2 count, bases loaded, everything on the line. But we're all going to have some moments where some things are going to be on the line, but we'll be ready. Let your preparation position you for readiness. What will I do in those moments? Well, no guarantee, right? We got to let it play out. Sports 101, we got to let things play out. But that which we're prepared for, we're going to be in a much more confident position to let things play out. The player who says, I don't know whether I'm going to win or lose, but I can tell you I'm going to leave it all on the field.
Mm-hmm. Certainly.
Leave it all on the field, people.
Yes. And practice.
That's it. That's
Practice make you perfect, people, as
yes,
well as mistake make you better. So
that's right.
don't afraid to commit mistake because this is the process to become better, excellent in the future.
Excellent.
Just like in
Very
sport.
well said, partner. Very well said.
So, Mr. Michael, if you woke up tomorrow and could never compete again, who are you without the wins? Have you built a life that can survive the end of your career?
Wow, a little small question to ask there at the end there, right there, Daniel.
Mm-hmm. It's a
I
good
think we all
question.
no, that is a really good question. I think if we leave it all on the field and we're doing our best and we're preparing as best we can, even in the moments where we haven't prepared or we made mistakes, we want to be able to live with the results, knowing that we're trying our best. So I encourage you as I encourage myself. Let's live with the results because we're putting our best foot forward. We're preparing, we're prayerful, and we're positioning ourselves for success, for greatness.
Mhm. For greatness indeed, because Mr. Michael want to be Michael T. Brown the Great.
Hey, we're
Why
working at it.
not?
Hey, we're working at
Why
it. That's
not?
right. Why not us? Let's be great people.
Yes, why not? We are working through that. Daniel Lucas the Great.
That's it.
Mm.
Hey, we're made in God's image, Daniel. So we're
Definitely.
greatness is in us. Now we just gotta right tap in.
Yes, people build your legacy.
That's right.
And those legacy we hope that will echoes from generation to generation to come, just like
Well
Alexander the
said.
Great.
Go be great. Go be great.
Go great, that's our main topic for sports 101. Go for the great. So I have
That's
one
right.
more last question, Mr. Michael. Last but not the least,
Yes, sir.
we're using the word winning a lot. But as you've gotten older or more accomplished, has your personal definition of winning changed from what is where was when you started?
I'd say they're still pretty closely aligned. And from when I started to now, it's grown. It's grown from the greats help make other people great. The greats are gracious. When we help
Mm,
other people win, we win. So I'd say it's
true.
expanded. It's become broader, less about me and more about others.
Mm. Well said, Mr. Michael. And people, we are, please listen to our other podcast. Sooner or later, it will be aired on a podcast where you're listening. Sports 101, for sure, AI 101, and sooner or later, Leadership 101. We will start next week.
And don't forget
And
about entrepreneurship 101.
yes, it's already available where you
That's right.
listen your podcast. Entrepreneurship 101 in its first season. I have a lot interviews of CEOs and founders, which is we want to empower all those kind of people to
That's right.
be like them too,
That's right. And you're
right? To
bringing
be a great
in
founders.
some of the best people to talk about entrepreneurship in all your podcasts. And it's about elevating others and learning from one another to be great.
Yes, we want to be great people. The main topic of Sports 101, to be great in any areas of life.
That's right. Well said,
So, Mr.
partner.
Yeah, so Mr. Michael, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, my friend. Till next time, peace. Adios. God bless.
Mordecai people, see you soon.